Hello students, welcome to the video tutorial of informatics practices for class 11. We are creating this revision videos. So first of all, let's discuss the topic today, that is the data types and variables. Among this, we are going to discuss the learning objectives. So the learning objectives includes the concepts of the tokens, that what are the tokens, which includes the keywords, identifiers, literals, operators and the delimiters. Then notion of a variable and the methods to manipulate it. Then we will discuss about the assigning values to variables, then the output of a variable, then input of a variable, and then how we can see what are things are including the data types, the numbers, the string, the list, the tuples, the dictionary, and then we will discuss about the data type conversion, that is implicit type conversion and the explicit type conversion, and then we will discuss about the comments. So first let's discuss what are tokens. So tokens are the smallest individual unit of a program. So like a particular house is made with the help of bricks, the smallest individual parts of that house is the bricks. In the similar way, whenever we are creating any program, the tokens are the smallest individual unit. So the tokens of the Python program include the following, that is the keywords, the identifiers, the literals, the operators and the delimiters. So first discuss about that keywords. So they are the words used by the Python interpreter to recognize the structure of a program, as these words have specific meaning for the interpreter. So they cannot be used for any other purpose. So whenever we are creating any program in Python, so the Python interpreter plays a very important role, because it is only going to recognize the structure of the program. And since all these words are having the specific meaning, so whenever we are using these specific words, that means they can be only used for that purpose. They cannot be used for something else. So to get a list of keywords in Python installed on your computer, you can type the following commands at the prompt: import keyword and keyword.kwlist. So when you are going to run this, you will see the following keywords appear on your particular interface of that IDE. So here you can see false, none, true, and as, all these things are the keywords or the tokens, sorry. Now let's discuss about identifiers. So these are the names given to identify any memory block, program unit or program objects, the function or the modules. And the examples of the identifiers are the num and roll underscore no and name, etc. So all these things can be an identifier. So you can imagine identifier as a variable name. Okay, you can give it any name. Suppose you are taking it as a comma b comma c, anything. Okay, like this roll underscore number, then comma name, then anything else like that. But you have to be careful with one thing, that whenever you are using any name as identifier, so you have to be very specific about the spacing. Whenever you are writing two words which are separated, so you have to use any underscore there. Okay, you cannot leave a blank space. You cannot write roll space no, that will not be accepted as a identifier. So whenever you want to give two separate words as a single word, so you can use a separator like this underscore. Okay, so that will not take the space character, instead it will use an underscore. If you are going to give a space, that means it is going to create an error for you. Then next is the literals. So a fixed numeric or the non-numeric value is called a literal. Examples of literals are 502 comma minus 178.76, all these things. Okay, suppose you are giving any name like Rajan, so all these things are the literals. So these values are going to be fixed every time in the program. Whenever you are going to use these values, their memory address and or their values are not going to be changed. So we can say literals are the fixed values or the numeric or non-numeric values which are fixed. Okay, we can say this. Means it is not necessary that it should be a number only. It can be a non-numeric value as well. But whatever the value is there, it should be fixed. Next thing is the operators. So operators are used for performing some actions. Examples of the operators are plus, minus, asterisk, slash, etc. Okay. Now let's go to the delimiters. So delimiters are the symbols which can be used as separators of values or to enclose some values. So these are the delimiters. parenthesis and this bracket and the list bracket, or you can say the square bracket, the semicolon, colon, all these things are the delimiters. Now what is a variable? So variables are like the containers which are used to store the values for some input, intermediate results of the calculations, or the final result of mathematical operation in a computer memory. So the characteristics of a variable includes the name. Okay, so first thing, a variable should consist of a name, then it should be capable of storing values of certain type. That means that if any value is stored, it should consist of a type. What data type it is having, it is a string value, it is a integer value, or something else. Okay, and it provides temporary storage. That means these values are not fixed, it is going to have a temporary storage. Now next thing is the variable naming conventions. So the variable names are case sensitive. For example, num and num are treated as two different variable. That means if you are writing something in small letters and same thing you are writing in the capital letters, so the difference in the cases will create problems, because the Python is a case sensitive language. That means it will recognize both these variables as different variables. So the small num and the capital letter num are not the same thing, but they are treated as two different variable names. Now the keywords or the words which have a special meaning should not be used as the variable names. So we have already listed some names of the keywords, so that could not be used as the variable names. A variable name should be short and meaningful. Whenever you are creating any variable, just be careful that the name of the variable is small. Don't use very long names for the variables, because every time you have to use them in the program, and if you are going to use any long name, so that same long name is to be repeated everywhere in the program. All the variable names must begin with a letter or an underscore. That means you cannot start a variable name with a number. Okay, either it should be a letter or it should start with an underscore. Now let's talk about this example which is mentioned, num equal to 10, and then we are writing id in bracket num. So what is happening in this case? It is using this num value as 10, and when we are going to return id of num, so it is going to return the particular memory address of that variable. So if you are writing num equal to 10, that means what? You are giving the variable name as num and the value of that variable is 10. So when we are going to write id of num, so it is going to show the memory address where this 10 is stored. So here you can see the output as 56897487, which is actually the memory address of 10. Okay, now if you are going to write x equal to y equal to z equal to 10, so in this case what is happening? We are assigning x, y and z, all the three variables with the single value, that is 10. Okay, so it is showing you that the above statement will assign values 10 to the variable x, y and z at the same time. And if you are writing x comma y comma z equal to 12 comma 70.5 comma vikul, so what will happen? This x will get the value 12, this y will get the value as 70.5, and this z will get the value as vikul. Okay, so the simultaneously, or you can say the respective values of the variable will be taken as the values for that. So x is getting the value 12, y is getting value 70.5, and z is going to get the value vikul. Now let's discuss about the L values and the R values. So L values are actually those values which appear on the left hand side. Okay, so generally the identifiers are on the left hand side and the values are on the right hand side. So whenever we are creating the L values, so the basically we are referring about the identifiers. Okay, and the R values are the right hand side values, which are actually the values which are assigned to that variables. Okay, but you have to be very careful in this case that the L values can appear on the right hand side as well. Why? Because L values are the identifiers. Okay, and the R values should be only on the right hand side, it cannot go on the left hand side. It will be clear in this example. So suppose we are having a equal to 1, so in this case a is on the left hand side and 1 is on the right hand side. So a is the L value and 1 is the R value. But when we are writing b equal to a, in this case the b is on the left hand side and a is on the right hand side. So b is taken as the L value and a is taken as the R value. So it is also right because we can shift the variable from left to the right as well. So variables can occur on both the sides. But when we are talking about the third statement, that is 9 equal to a, so in this case we are getting an error. Why? Because 9 should not come on the left hand side. It is a R value. Okay, the R value cannot be shifted to the the left hand side. So the number should always be on the right hand side, and the variables can appear on both the sides, either on the left hand side or the right hand side. Now let's see about the output of the variable. So for printing the output of a variable, we need the print statement. So let's discuss about this also. So suppose if you have written x equal to welcome. So this x is the variable and welcome is the value of that variable. And when we are going to use print statement, print x, so it is going to print the value as welcome. Now here you can see that the print p is in small letters. So whenever you are using the keyword print or the function print, you have to be very careful that this small p only should be used in that print statement. You cannot use capital P there. If you are going to write capital P in print, that means it is going to generate error for you. Then next line is x equal to year, y equal to new, and then we are writing print y plus x. So actually it is adding these two values. Here x is also a string, y is also a string. So when we are writing y plus x, so actually it is the string concatenation. And since we have written y first and x at the second place, so the y value, that is new, will be coming first, and then the year will be followed with that new. Okay, so you are getting the output as new year. And in the next you can see print a, b, c, d are mentioned, which is are individually given as the codes. So it is directly printed as a, b, c, d. And in the next you can see we have given a separator argument. So this separator argument is used to give a separation between the different variables. So here a and b will be separated with this @ symbol. Similarly b and c will be separated with this @ symbol, and then c and d will be separated with this @ symbol. But also we have given an end argument, so at the end you are going to get these two exclamation marks. So the output is a @ b @ c @ d, and two exclamation marks are being followed. Now let's discuss about inputting a variable. So for inputting a variable, you can write like this: name is equals to input. What is your name? So whenever you are writing input, directly input, so in that case whatever the input you are going to give, it is going to be of the string type. Okay, so you have written what is your name, so similarly what is your name will appear on your screen. Why? Because this what is your name is mentioned in the double quotes, and this double quotes value are going to be returned as the same in the Python interface, and then you have given the output as Raman. Okay, now here you can see y equal to int input, enter your marks. So here you are going to enter your marks, then it is going to take the value as integer values. Why? Because this time we have used the int function. Okay, int is used for getting the values as the integer. Okay, and if you are not writing int, that means the by default values will be taken as the string. So here we have given int, that's why we are giving a number as an input. Then eval function is there. You can say this eval function is a very smart function, and this eval takes a string as an argument, evaluates this string as a number, and returns the numeric result. That means eval is actually going to take the values in the form of the string, but it is going to do the calculations and the manipulations according to the integer or float. Okay, so here example you can see maths equal to eval input, enter marks, then English eval input, enter marks in English, and similarly we have given marks for science, and then we have written total equals to maths plus English plus science. So it is going to have the addition of these three variables value, and then we are going to write print total equal to total. So in this case you are going to get this output. Okay, now here you can see we have given int 45 into 2. So actually it is going to take this 45 into 2 as an input, and it is showing you that syntax error, that is invalid character in identifier. That means in int you cannot pass these values. Okay, because integer should only accept the integer values, and this 45 into 2 is written in double quotes, that is a string type, so int cannot hold this string values. That's why you are getting the syntax error. Similarly for float also you are giving the values in a string. That means again this float should only consider the numbers and it cannot take the string values. That's why again you are getting an syntax error here. But if you are writing eval and in quotes you are writing roll number 1, so in this case what is happening? If no argument is passed, see this function is mentioned, the function eval returns in an error if the given argument is not a string or if it cannot be evaluated as a number. So eval roll number 1, if you have given like this, so it is showing you trace back most recent call last file line 1 and then eval roll number 1, and it is showing you that name roll number 1 is having the name error. Okay, so you cannot use any name directly in that eval. Okay, now let's move on to the data types. So the different data types used in Python are the numbers, the strings, the lists, the tuples, and the dictionary. So about all these variables we'll be discussing in the next video. Okay, so till then I am ending this video and we'll discuss rest in the next part. Thank you everyone.